You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I know at least as a young lad growing up, probably by the time I was, let's say, 3 years old, I already had a pretty good idea that if I was at a ball game, live sporting event, yada, 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 I had already figured out that part of the standard operating procedure as part of love of country was, of course, to remove my hat, put my hat in my hand, place my hat over my heart, or if I'm not wearing a hat, just my hand like this, and of course, face an American flag, stand up would be the first thing I would do. Look at the flag, and of course, sing the national anthem as it's being played wherever I'm at, right? And of course, national anthems have been a very big part of, the sports setting for years. For years, sports and patriotism have always gone together, especially like in baseball, right? However, of course, we've seen all of these radically woke athletes decide to protest the national anthem and kneel during the playing of the national anthem. Generally, there is some kind of a absurd agenda at work, a disrespect of country. Look, we know we're doing that to show respect to military, current, former, deceased, in their honor, law enforcement, first responders, all right, to respect this country and what has happened before in this country and, of course, what is to come. It's just part of being patriotic. It's what we do. Now, in case you guys don't know, the U.S. Women's National Squad just got their asses eliminated from the World Cup by Sweden. Just barely by the hair on Megan Rapinoe's chinny chin chin did they slip into the round of 16, promptly got eliminated. Megan Rapinoe's retiring. Well, she's married, to former WNBA star, and yeah, I guess in their league they had stars, Sue Bird. Yeah, she's married to a woman. As we know, Megan Rapinoe is a brave, stunning, and courageous feminist lesbian, except when she sells out women so biological men can play in soccer. Well, Sue Bird is now claiming in some kind of a video that's been put together in honor of Megan Rapinoe that Megan Rapinoe is kneeling in protest because she loves America. Wait, what? No, that doesn't fly. Okay? You don't kneel for the anthem and expect me to believe that you love this country, and you don't wear Black Lives Matter shirts that support Marxism. And I'm going to expect that you love this country. I'm going to agree to that. No. I'm going to believe that you hate the ideals and what this country represents, and that's your way of showing your hatred. Plain and simple. Sorry, we're not having revisionist history here because you're trying to save Megan Rapinoe's public image. I mean, I can tell you right now, a massive portion of this country is just flat done with Megan Rapinoe. Just done. This is Breitbart. U.S. Women's National Team soccer star Megan Rapinoe was one of the first athletes outside of the NFL to emulate self-proclaimed anti-capitalist and Marxist former player Colin Kaepernick's constant protest against America by kneeling during the national anthem. Now her fiancé, Sue Bird, claims that Rapinoe took a knee because she loved America. Stop that nonsense. Nobody is going to buy that. Rapinoe ended her pro soccer career this month. Actually, I think she just ended the World Cup part. She's still going to come back and play in the NWSL, whatever that is, National Women's Soccer League. I mean, literally, I didn't know that league existed until they said Megan Rapinoe was going to retire from it. I shit you not, I didn't know. Rapinoe ended her World Cup career this month with an embarrassing loss to Sweden in the 2023 Women's World Cup, which sent the U.S. women's national team home in disgrace from the games. Worse, Rapinoe was one of the reasons the team lost because she missed a crucial penalty kick, depriving her team of an important score. Sue Bird spends considerable time in the video paying tribute to Rapinoe's athletic exploits, as she was better known for political activism. That's right. I mean, look, I couldn't even tell you a damn thing that Rapinoe has actually accomplished in soccer because, well, the moment she decided to disrespect the country was the moment I didn't care how good she was in soccer. Oh, okay, you hate our country. Gotcha. Check mark. Bird says her fiancé took a knee against America on the international stage, quote, because she loves America and wanted to show her patriotism. God, that's such an insult to people that died on the battlefield. Let's listen to this for a half sec.
When she started kneeling to protest racial inequality in the United States, she did it because she loved America and believed it could be a better version of itself.
There's no level of status that will...
It's just unfathomable. Her patriotism led her to lend her voice to those who need it, Bird exclaimed. When she started kneeling to protest racial inequality in the United States, something that does not exist, she did it because she loved America and believed it could be a better version of itself. Bird makes these proclamations in her narration for a video entitled Unapologetically Rapinoe. I will not be watching that. Bird went on to praise Rapinoe for her fight for equal pay, which included suing her own bosses at the Federation before making the laughable claim that Rapinoe was risking her spot on the national team in the fight. That claim is absurd. The Federation would never have risked its reputation in this era of cancel culture extremism by dumping Rapinoe while she was fighting for equal pay. Not a chance she's getting fired for that. Not a chance she's getting kicked off that team for that. Can you imagine the media matters, the mainstream media explosion if Megan Rapinoe gets booted off of there because she is suing over because she's fighting for equal pay? There was, I believe, a lawsuit or something involved at some point. Megan's place on the U.S. women's national team was never in any danger. Indeed, the equal pay fight made it even harder for the Federation to rid itself of her. Yeah, if anything, it was actual stability for her. They would never get rid of her during that. Never. Naturally, Bird also praised Rapinoe for her calls to let male-born athletes play as women in pro soccer. She has been standing up for trans kids so they can feel the same joy she has felt playing soccer over her legendary career. Once again, she's doing that conveniently as she doesn't have to play against them. After all, this team got boat raced by 15-year-old boys a few years ago. This is a false characterization. Nobody in this country is saying trans kids can't play soccer. They are only saying that male bodies have an unfair advantage and that trans athletes should not be allowed to play as women. Absolutely. Kaepernick started his anti-American protest in 2016 as the NFL season began, and in short order became the quintessential Black Lives Matter protester, pushing the message that the United States was inherently racist. Don't worry, most likely in the thumbnail for this video is going to be a picture of Rapinoe and Sue Bird together, and I think they're both wearing Black Lives Matter shirts, so that ought to tell you part of Sue Bird's political agenda in her statement here too, because she blatantly celebrates Marxism as well. I'm just saying. Also in 2016, Kaepernick said the U.S. was never great, noting that he was standing up against the whole country in general, not just in social justice, with his anthem protest. So this was what was lying underneath Kaepernick's protest that Megan Rapinoe was so happy to emulate. Absolutely. Of course, it was one thing that a member of the private football team played his hate for the USA. Still in short order, Rapinoe, who is a member of the team actually representing the United States, joined Kaepernick in the protest against America. Bird wrapped this up, quote, Yeah, Sugary's right. While Meghan is one of a kind, her empathy and compassion for others is what has made her a leader. You know, people forget Donald Trump invited the team to the White House. And he hadn't really said anything at that point. Just as a president should, invites the team. She's the one that didn't want to go and made things awfully political from that point on. I'm just throwing that out there. It's why her U.S. teammates can't talk about her pending retirement without crying. It's why people who don't know her can criticize her, but everyone who does know her loves her. Bird wobbles. When Meghan retires, she won't stop using her voice. She won't stop expressing herself. Of course she won't, because her pocketbook would dry up. We know social justice grifting is big business. Just look at Kaepernick. She won't stop doing all the things that make her Megan Rapinoe, but the sport will just be a little less fun without her. Now, maybe more people will watch. Bird's little video is aimed at telling naysayers that they are wrong and that Megan Rapinoe is one of the best, most patriotic Americans, athletes of her time. Not everyone will be convinced. I certainly will not be a person that is convinced. When I think about people that have a blatant hatred for her country or his country, the two people that pop out the most are Marxists supporting Colin Kaepernick and Megan Rapinoe. Yeah. So when we talk about athletes that jumped right into politics that people cannot stand, it's really why these two are always at the top of the charts. With a, honorable mention to Thugger Wallace. Got to make sure we throw him out too. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Do you feel like Megan Rapinoe is super patriotic? Oh, she loves her country. That's why she kneels for it. Unbelievable. I mean, the lengths that these people will go to sell the crap, these gestures, make their money. I'm sure Nike is waiting to swoop in and give some kind of a contract to somebody like Megan Rapinoe or one of these other sporting companies that are absurdly woke. Maybe whichever one that made that tuck-friendly bathing suit that we did a video on. Ooh. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.